Committee meeting. Did you have a chance, Mr. Moore, to look over the minutes?
I did. I move for approval.
All right, second, those minutes are approved. All right, the first item we have is RLR Investments and RAMAR Land Corporation.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Janice James Dothert, Department of IEO. I appreciate you all being able to hear us this afternoon on this project, RLR Investment. We're here for two different reasons with them. We're asking your approval for the extension of the project to for the inspection period to go through June 15th. And the reason for that is to be able to meet with ZAC, which is because the existing agreement extension ends May the 2nd. And so they need to be able to extend the inspection period to allow for them to be able to meet with ZAC on the 16th of May. And also during their inspection, they found that there's a possibility of protected bats on the property. So they have to do a bat inspection. This is the first time I've ever heard.
I'm sorry.
This is the first thing I've ever heard of that. But apparently there's some kind of protection with bats, so they have to have a bat study done, and the earliest they could get that done is May 15th. So they're asking to extend their period of inspections through June the 15th. And the second reason we're here with them is that they're going to take the property into another one of their companies, RAMAR Land Corporation, instead of RLR Investments. And I think this was just done for logistics, with their attorney has recommended that this is the way they do. A lot of their terminals are on the RAMAR, and so this particular one in Birmingham, they wanted to put it under that name as well.
So is this the logistics company / trucking company?
Yes.
Right.
Okay.
Because I was about to say, I feel like we've seen this come before several times.
Right, we had the full to the council, then we came back for an extension because they needed to do a phase 2, a portion of phase 2 on some of the property. And I guess in doing that phase 2 is when they found out about the bat stuff as well. And so now, and then it didn't allow them to be able to meet with ZAC, which don't meet until the 16th. And their agreement, the extension expires on May the 2nd. So they're asking to have that period extended through June 15th.
All right. You got any questions, Mr. Moore?
No, sir. Mr. Chair, I move for approval.
Second, that item passes. All right. Next item.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jen. Next item is the Good Jobs Challenge Grant.
Good morning.
Morning.
Sarah McMillan. I serve as Manager of Workforce and Talent Development within the Department of Innovation and Economic Opportunity. The item before you is in support of our Good Jobs Challenge Grant application, similar to the 3 sub-awardee agreements we brought before this committee last month. This agreement is for the Central 6 Alabama Works Regional Workforce Council. So Central 6 will support our work in this grant to help us establish and facilitate the roundtables, which will help us convene industry partners alongside job seekers. In addition to convening those groups, they'll also be responsible for a significant amount of the programmatic work we do. They'll be hiring a team of staff within the grant to support job seekers and industry leaders together. Their team will support job seekers and incumbent workers in planning their individual journeys throughout our ecosystem to support training opportunities for them. So essentially, they'll be hiring folks that will serve in career navigator type roles that will be directly actually interfacing with job seekers. They'll also manage all of the supportive services across all of the training providers that will be convening, as well as facilitating scholarships and training funds to directly support these job seekers. And then lastly, they'll also be responsible for collecting and owning the data system within the grant. So they're a huge training partner and part of getting this grant going.
Okay.
How many people are you all proposing to go through this program?
So the grant itself will train 1,000 job seekers over the next course of like a 2.5-year period. Central Six will perhaps provide some of that training, but really kind of stand in the middle to organize training partners more broadly.
So they'll just kind of help to facilitate other partners that will work alongside. And
In some ways, yes. And then what's unique about their role in the grant is that in addition to working with the training providers and employers, they'll also interface directly with the job seekers. So they'll help with recruitment, they'll help with helping folks, like essentially if you're a job seeker and you're interested, you would essentially meet with a person one-on-one to determine what's a good fit for you. And so they'll be facilitating a lot of that work.
are there any specific fields of work that we're trying to, I guess, create a pipeline for, or is it just whatever these 1,000 participants are?
That's a great question, and I'm sorry I should have gave a refresher at the beginning, but this will all be within the healthcare space.
Healthcare, okay,
so
gotcha.
primarily healthcare and then healthcare adjacent roles, so a little bit of like health tech and community health work as well.
Got it.
Is this funding from ARPA funds that we're creating I think the word grant has been used a lot. Is this money from our ARPA allocation where the city's creating a grant?
Yes, and so I'm sorry, I definitely should have given a little refresher in the beginning, but this is all the Good Jobs Challenge grant that was the $10.8 million award that we received from the EDA. So there's
Okay.
no ARPA or city funds that will be responsible for this. It's all EDA funding.
Okay. So was the Good Jobs Challenge grant part of the ARPA Act of 2021? Is that why we have?
Well, the Good Jobs Challenge grant was one of 6 competitive grant programs out of ARPA.
Okay.
I'm sorry, yes, but not like the city's ARPA allocation.
Yeah, I think he was asking, was it coming out of our overall $70 million allocation? It was not.
No.
It was a separate allocation under the COVID ARPA allocation that went to all competitive cities.
Yeah, okay.
And I think she noted this was the fourth of the third, well, the 3 have already been approved by the council under Good Jobs Challenge. This is the last one.
All right. All right, you got a minute?
All right, move for approval.
Second. That item passes.
Thank you.
All right, next item.
Good morning. My name is Roger Gallo, and I serve as a planner for the city of Birmingham. And this is item number 5, a request by the Birmingham Airport Authority to waive the 1/3 vacation fee of $58,762.44 associated with subdivision 2023 case number 11, which is a request for favorable recommendation regarding the vacation of 154,638 square feet of unopened right-of-way, and a request for approval of a final plat combining that unopened right-of-way into one lot called the 1910 50th Street North Resurvey. And we do have Mr. Jeff here to answer any questions associated with this case.
Morning, my name is Jeff Havercroft. I'm a civil engineer with SARCOR. I've worked with the BAA on this project, so I'm here to answer any questions that y'all may have.
Just tell us real quick what y'all are doing.
Okay. The airport owns both parcels on either side of the right-of-way, and their intention is to expand an air cargo apron so that it's going to go into that right-of-way area. And currently, there's no street on there. It basically just goes to Village Creek. And so that's their long-term plan. I don't know too many more details. My firm's not involved with that side of the project, but it is for, I think, in the letter written by the VP, a German auto parts company is expanding out there, and this is to help serve them as well.
Okay. Any questions, Mr. Moore?
Nah, I move for approval.
Second, that item passes.
Thank you.
all. Next item, Heartland Forward, Inc.
Morning, everyone.
Morning.
My apologies for not bringing this to you guys first, so thank you for allowing me to present this to you today. So my name is Monique Shorts, and I serve as the Senior Program Manager for the Department of Innovation and Economic Opportunity. And what you have before you is a program called Builders and Backers. So in my role, I have conversations, and I see that there are a lot of programs for full-time entrepreneurs, but not a lot of programs for aspiring entrepreneurs. So those who work a 9-to-5 job and have an idea but lack the mentorship or the resource to actually bring it off the ground. So here comes Builders and Backers. So this is a 90-day program. The first 45 days is spent actually putting this ideal into action. Like, how can I do this? And the next 45 days is spent actually executing this ideal. Now, this is a virtual cohort, and so it's built around, again, my 9-to-5. So the first 45 days is about 3 hours a week. The second 45 days is 3 to 5 hours a week, as they're actually experimenting and going through these sprints to actually see how we can make this happen. This program has been done in other cities such as Tulsa, Oklahoma, Fort Worth, Texas, and also Oxford, Mississippi. So in these programs, we see challenges to problems such as lack of access to fresh foods or mental health challenges specific to men. So we're looking to bring this program to the city of Birmingham. We're looking for 10 ideas to actually build upon to see if we can make an impact in our community with these ideas as other cities have done.
Okay. Do you have any questions, Mr. Moore?
How many people did you say would participate?
So we're looking for ideas, so 10 ideas.
10 ideas.
Ideas, correct. Because it could be a team of people, so I can't say people. So we're
Gotcha.
doing it per idea.
It's
And no, and I was gonna say, what is it that would determine whether or not an idea would be, I guess, chosen?
So we've been working with Heartland Forward and Builders and Backers, and we're going to review the applications. And so they're going to see, we're going to take a mix of what's actually viable, and then the ones that could be viable need a little help. So we're just not going to say this is the best idea, this is the worst idea. We want to kind of look at all of them to see what they look like. And we're going to help in that process. Like, we're going to ask for their zip codes to make sure that we kind of hit every council district, because of course Heartland Forward wouldn't know where they are, but we'll be able to know that.
I'm gonna kick it back to you, Mr. Chair.
okay. So, at the risk of sounding like the state legislature when we were talking about bringing ride sharing to the state of Alabama, I'm very confused by this. So, this is an app.
No, this is a virtual cohort-based program that's going to be online.
Okay, so it's an online program in which we are soliciting 10 ideas.
So for people who have 9-to-5 jobs who have an idea, I'll give you an example. There's a young lady in Tulsa who loves plants, and so she came with an idea called Plant Sip Vibe. So she goes to people's events and just comes up with these fun, interactive ways on how to take care of plants. That was her idea. She had a 9-to-5 job. She brought it to life that way. Another example, a young lady had a hair care online. We go online with no need for her hair, so she did this online virtual quiz where you go onto the quiz, pick out what your hairstyle is, what you're looking for, and now she's able to actually, you can buy the product from her website. So it could be an app, it could be a website, it could be something in person, it could be anything. It's industry agnostic, so it's not just tied to an app.
So it's training to start an online business?
It could be any kind of business, it doesn't have to be online.
Okay.
But they're going to be virtual. So again, they work 9-to-5 jobs, so they'll be able to get online and have these cohort conversations. And there'll also be the option for in-person events. Well, Heartland Forward actually come to Birmingham.
Gotcha. And so what's the funding source of this?
It's going to come from Small Business Development Growth out of the Office of Business Diversity and Opportunity, which is an IEO.
Okay. I'm failing to see how this benefits the city of Birmingham in
Okay.
a real impactful way.
All right, so since we did this last week, when I did budget and finance, and we got phone calls that said it's finally something that I can do. I have a job and I have an idea, but I don't have the money and I don't have the resources, the mentorship to help me execute this idea. And we're gonna give them that opportunity to do so. And they don't have to quit their job to do it.
Mr. Chair, so I guess from what I'm hearing, it's an opportunity for people to still continue to work their 9-to-5 job, but then have the access to this information and technical assistance, and possibly with the ability of taking their idea and making it tech-enabled.
Turn it into a business.
Gotcha.
We're looking to turn these into businesses. So you can take these 10 ideas and say this could be potential 10 businesses.
Got you. And so, when would the, I guess the 90 days start?
Program is set to launch in June, and it's going to end in September. So that's what we're looking for.
June and September.
June and September.
How was this platform chosen again?
We found out about Heartland Ford. Our director did a podcast with them, and we just kind of see what all they had to offer. And so we came up with the idea. I'm looking at research, looking at different programs, and they had one that we didn't have, which was for those aspiring entrepreneurs. They're not in our pipeline just yet. We want them to be.
I guess my problem with this is I don't understand how this is an appropriate expenditure of city funds. So this is out of our general fund budget, Mr. Mitchell?
Yes, she noticed it's coming out of the IEO's professional service budget, yes.
Yeah, I'm not seeing it. But anyway, what are your thoughts, Mr. Moore?
Now, I definitely want to be able to, find different ways to meet people where they are, to take their ideas and move their businesses forward. Because I know that's one of the ways that, people are able to get out of the rat race, right? Like by being able to have the access. So I definitely want to support it. I move for approval.
Okay. And I'm going to vote no on that. So at this time, you'll advance to the full council with no recommendation from economic development.
It'll appear on the agenda. We just have to note that it was no recommendation from the committee.
Right.
Thank you.
All right. Next item, we have reappointment to Downtown Redevelopment Authority Board. David Fleming is the current president of Rev Birmingham, which is a nonprofit committed to creating vibrant spaces in commercial districts. David has served a 3-year term on the Downtown Redevelopment Authority, and his term ended on the 8th of this month. He is seeking reappointment, and he is the only application we also received during the application process. So,
Gotcha.
you have a motion?
Yes, I motion to approve.
All right, second. So David will go on the full council agenda.
Quick question.
Yes, sir.
How many terms does a person have to serve?
So I don't
on
think
this
that
board?
we'd have to check, but I don't think there's a term limit on
Term
that.
limit.
But we have open seats that we've been advertising, and no one is submitting their resume.
Okay, and this board does what now?
The Downtown Redevelopment Authority.
Got you. Okay. Got you.
All right, after that, we got a motion to adjourn.
I motion to adjourn.
Second, we're adjourned. Thanks.